Good morning, YouTube. Today joining me in the kitchen, well, it's actually her kitchen. This is my mother. I call her Mom for short. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Today we're going to do a recipe called Ranger cookies. Don't know where the name Ranger comes from. All I know is that originally I had these a long time ago. You probably had these before I was even born.
Yeah.
Got these from her aunt, my great aunt Evelyn. Miss her. Love you, Evie. And it's a delicious recipe that is one of my favorite cookies. Better than chocolate chip, better than oatmeal. It's got oatmeal in it.
Yes, it has.
So let's get into the recipe. Step one is preheat the oven. It's what, 725 degrees?
What, you think this is a crematorium? 350 will do.
All right, 350. And then we're going to, we don't have anything to cook with.
Oh, let's skip it.
Let's fix it. How did I get over here?
I'm not sure.
I don't like your kitchen, it's haunted. So, I started recording, Fi started recording, missed the ingredients going in, so we're just going to recap what's in here. There's going to be 1 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar, salt, soda, cream of tartar.
1 teaspoon each.
1 teaspoon each. 1 cup of margarine or butter, softened. 1 cup of oil. I've never seen another cookie recipe that takes oil and butter, so it's a little bit weird. 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1 egg. At that point, you're supposed to beat it for 2 minutes. We already started beating it, so we'll go ahead and finish that. But let's talk about this mixer. This is a good old KitchenAid stand mixer. I remember this being around my entire life, so I know it's over 50. And this was her mother's, so we won't say how old she is, but let's say this is well over 80 years old and it's still going. So KitchenAid stand mixers are fantastic. I've got a newer one at my house. And
but I like the old one.
This one just works perfectly fine. So we'll go ahead and we'll beat this for 2 minutes. We're going to get a spatula and we're going to scrape it down, make sure everything gets mixed in there too. Be right back. Alright, so it's beat for 2 minutes. It is, it's not creamy like cream butter, it's running, soupy, kind of thinner than a pancake batter mix, I would say. Next step is to add in the flour, 3½ cups of all-purpose flour. You don't want to use self-rising in here. You've already put baking soda and baking powder in there, so make sure it's all-purpose flour.
There's no baking powder.
Well, there's not. Okay, we put baking soda in there. Alright, so slowly at first, otherwise you're going to end up with a mess. Probably still going to end up with a mess because I'm doing this.
Lift the top up and hard in.
I live dangerously.
You mix it for a minute.
With the flour in, you're supposed to mix it for 1 minute. It's going to form a dough, which looks just like cookie dough. And last ingredients, oh look at that, perfect timing. Last ingredients are 1 cup of oatmeal rolled oats, 1 cup of coconut, and 1 cup of Rice Krispie or crisp rice cereal. The recipe also calls for 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. We're going to omit that step. My dad does not like nuts in his cookies, and really we're baking this for him so he has something to eat because he needs to put on some weight. He's got the opposite problem that I do. So no nuts in this time, but there's supposed to be 1/2 cup of chopped nuts, walnuts, pecans probably.
Well, yeah.
Just not peanuts, I don't think.
No, we'd eat those first.
I don't think peanuts would be good in here. And this one says,
Just mix it in.
Stir in and remaining ingredients. Okay, so just stir it in, mix it in. It's been about a minute. Get them mixed in good. Whenever you're cooking with flour, you don't want to overdo things. We're not making bread. You don't want to create gluten. Or you don't want to stretch the glutens. That makes things tough. Now is all good cooks should do. What do you do once you get it done?
Eat the cookie dough.
Eat the cookie dough. A little crunchy, sweet. This can be a good cookie. Now I know a lot of you are saying, "Oh no, that's got raw eggs in it. Don't eat it. You'll get salmonella." I turned 50 this summer. I'm still alive. She's, well, again,
Older than dirt.
we're not going to mention her name, but she knew the inventor of dirt. So, and she's been eating cookie dough since she was a little kid too, I'm sure. It hasn't killed her, it hasn't killed us. Especially today, these eggs are pasteurized. They're not going to give you salmonella unless you mistreat the eggs. So you don't have to worry about a lot of that stuff in today's cooking, so eat your cookie dough. Baked cooking sheet, or greased cooking sheet.
Oh, I didn't look. It doesn't say.
Yeah, it doesn't say greased or not, so go ahead and grab a little bit of grease.
Ungreased.
Ungreased, it says ungreased. So, and what size dough balls are we doing? 1 inch?
Yeah, if you use that and
Okay. We're just gonna use a little scooper. It's supposed to be about a 1 inch dough ball. We can go a little smaller because, like I say, my dad's, he's having problems eating. He's not eating much, so smaller cookies will probably be better so he actually finishes them.
but he has a big mouth.
Yeah. He's not here right now. He's actually he's in dialysis, so it gives my mom a couple hours in the middle of the day that we can do stuff together, which this is what cooking's all about, really. For me, my mom taught me to cook when I was, how old did I start coming in the kitchen and wanting to cook with you?
Oh, you've been in there since you were 3 or 4 messing around.
Yeah, and I started cooking on my own even, pretty early. I think the first time that I cooked Thanksgiving dinner, the entire Thanksgiving dinner, minus I think you did the cranberries, because that was the hot liquid with the hot sugar water for that. I was like 12 or 13, and I did the complete.
Well, even
turkey.
before that, you had to do a roast on Easter Sunday when we
Yeah.
had that house fire. And I called you on the phone and told you what to do, and
That's
when
true,
we got
yeah.
home, our dinner was ready.
She was on the fire department, so she wasn't home. So she called us and told me what to do to bake supper. And I always remember being in the kitchen with Mom and just having fun, getting to talk, and spending quality time. That's what this channel's about, the home sweet home. This is the home that you can get spending time with your parents.
It's the sweetest you can get too.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, like salt, sweet like salt. And how long do these bake for?
10 to 14 minutes.
10 to 14 minutes, so we're gonna put a timer on 5 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and rotate the pan and see what happens. We're gonna do one set on a Teflon pan and see if there's any difference between a uncoated and a darker pan. So set it for 5 minutes and rotate. So, these were in for about 12 minutes, and they didn't quite drop like I expected to. We skipped one important line on the recipe, and that was flatten them with the bottom of a glass dipped in sugar. I'm not going to do that. The batch that I got in now, I just pressed them down with my fingers. They're sweet enough. They don't need extra sugar on there. So the next batch is in. We're going to go 6 minutes this time. No, 6 minutes. And I'll turn the pan.
7.
Close enough. And I'll rotate the pan after 7 minutes, let it cook for another 12, for a total cook time of 12 minutes. You don't want them too brown, just nice light and brown. This is an ungreased, uncoated baking sheet, and they just come right off. I think that's because of the oil that's in the batter makes them real non-stick. But that's what they look like. We'll get the next batch out of the oven here in a couple minutes and see what they look like once you smush them down. So here you have it. That's the recipe for Ranger cookies. There's over 60 cookies here. We ate a bunch. We both did, and eating the cookie dough. So it'll probably make close to 70, 72 cookies if you make them 1 inch round. It's supposed to use a glass with a little bit of sugar when you smash them down. We just use your hands, press them down, and they come up fine. I don't think the extra sugar is really necessary. It just helps keep the glass from sticking, I think. But you don't need any more sugar on there. They turned out delicious. The recipe is going to be down below. If you like this recipe, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more recipes like this, hit subscribe. And if there's anything that you can think of for recipes that you remember from way back when you were cooking with your family, your mother, your aunt, your grandma, whoever, share the link or share the recipe down below, or at least what it is, and maybe we'll look it up and try some of your recipes sometime. So leave a comment, like, share, please share. Get these videos out there. I'd like to help as many people learn some of the things that I learned. We're Yankees, we're from northern Wisconsin for the most part. We live down here in Alabama now, so we'll try some southern cooking and share some of our experiences with our cooking from up north. And I'll basically just have fun doing it because I enjoy spending time with my mom.
And I have fun cooking with him.
Aww. Job well done, Mom. Where'd you go? I think my mom's a witch. Oh well, that just means more cookies from me. Hey, Mom!